I just had my daughter playing Moonlight Sonata in another room, which is so perfect because I was just about to talk about the moon. Now, I wanted to do a crescent moon, and I said that I wasn't going to be drawing on this one, but I sort of changed my mind because the crescent moon is a particular kind of shape, and I want to try and get that shape if I can. And the positioning as well, I want to make sure that I've got it in the spot that I want it in. So I'm just going to go into neutral, and I'm going to, I think I want my moon around here. Yeah, probably around there. So I'm just going to draw in a crescent shape. Okay, there is my crescent. So my moon is very likely not going to turn out that shape, but I have the general idea of what I want to do now. Okay, so I was in the upshed, I believe, and I want to use this silk again because, as I said, I left that tail there, and yeah, it's gonna, all right, I'm gonna make it go around the bottom of that warp thread so that it catches more towards the back and isn't quite as visible. There we go. Everything can be covered up. And I really did love that green that I put in earlier, so I think I'm going to go just pop a little more of that green in. Probably going to go across halfway and back again. I'm not sure if I'll do more than that at this stage. I'm not sure if I really want that much green happening up this high. I'm going to travel it back. And so now I'm just going to be building more colours, more blues pretty much, and probably a little bit of gold and that sort of thing as I get towards my moon. Okay, yeah, that's all I want to do with green for now. So I'm going to tuck that in. And then I was looking at my blues. I do actually have a blue that I haven't used for this piece yet. So now might be a good time to incorporate that and just see how it looks against the other colours. It's a little bit of a stronger blue. Tuck the tail in. I'm going to send back some silk. Because that other blue is quite strong. Just don't want to do too much of it at one time at the moment. And I'll do another silk. And yet another silk. And then I'm going to bring that stronger blue back in, but I'm going to keep it fairly local over this side. Just for now. It's a lovely blue, but it is a bit stronger. And this, I think this is a lace weight. That's nice. Goes well with the other blue, with the silk. I'm going to send one shot of that right through. And then I'll travel back with the silk. So yeah, at the top end, I'm really interested with staying more with the lighter colours. And when I use the darker colours, just not having too much of them. I'll bring the silk in to meet up with that one this time. So we're getting more towards the crescent shape now, right here. Oh, it's about time for some gold too, I reckon. I'll take these colours back to their places and then we'll put some gold through. Especially seeing as we're getting closer to the moon. We want a bit more gold. I think I'll just do one pick of gold this time. And then I'm going to send in a little of the blue, this deeper blue, and the silk after that gold. Back again. Good, I like it. It's all going very well. I'm going to cut this stronger colour and actually move it to the other side because I want to keep it for now, but I want to make it as though the area around the moon is a bit lighter, as though it's reflecting down around the sky. So I've got my silk running through there now, but I will bring this blue back in, but I'm going to keep it a bit minimal and not bring it in too far. And I'll tuck that tail in. So bring the silk in to meet up there. And bring it down a little further this time. You know, I think I need another shot of gold in there. As we get closer to the moon, we need a bit of glowing, warm it up a little. Tuck in my tails. And then I'll bring it back in the colours that I was using. And now we're getting really close to the moon. You know, I'm going to put in just a really small bit of gold underneath the moon there. I'm going to put it in the same shed that I've just woven in, and I'll just push the tails down towards the back. So there's a little bit of gold showing just underneath the moon. Go a little bit further towards the moon. With the darker colour, just because I want to show that really nice contrast. And then my silk, I'm going to bring in, might actually take the silk right through. Then I think I'm ready to start building my moon colour. I had selected a really bright yellow to do the moon initially, but now I feel like, I don't know, I don't think it'd work so well with the other colours. So I've got a fingering weight yellow wool here, and I'm going to start by bringing that through. Just going to leave the tail hanging out the back, and then just bring that into the shed just a little bit to start building that crescent shape. Over this side, I'm going to put in just a little bit of blue. And continue to build this shape. Oops, went back in the same shed. So I need to actually change to the next shed to continue to build that shape. Okay, now I can switch down to take that blue back. So I'm going to have to build up colour around the moon on each side. I'm going to decide at this point how to do that, or what I'm going to do. So I think what I will do is continue predominantly with the silk. Okay, so I'm paying a bit more attention to the outline of this crescent that I made earlier, and I need to be in the up shed at this point. So I'm going to just come under one warp thread there, now when I come through with my silk, I'm going to come from right to where the moon is and meet up with that last pick that I did for the crescent moon. And now I'm going to work my way back. So I'm going to actually go around that thread. So I'm going under 3 warp threads this time. Starting to really get that shape of the moon in there. And then I'll take my silk back. I need to decide what I'm going to do on this side too, because I need to be filling in this part as well. So to do that, I think I'm just going to do some silk on this side as well to keep that colour continuity going. So I'll bring in my silk from that side. And I'll tuck that tail in. I want to bring in a little more gold as well at this point. Let's see. I wanted to have some more gold here. So I'll take that through just on the right hand section and cut that, tuck everything in a moment. And then on the left hand side I'm going to bring it in as well, but I'm not going to take it through the moon. Okay, I'm going to tuck that down the back, out of the way. And then I'll pop my tails from the gold in. Alright, so now I will head back with the silk. Actually, Might need to go around an extra warp thread there to make sure it's all covered. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like if I go around that one. Yeah, that's okay. And then for my moon, I need to go a little further this time to start making the crescent shape. No, I'll go back. Wait for the next shed. I'm going to reintroduce a little bit of my cotton as well over this side. And I think I'll bring that in right into where the moon is. So I've got quite a few working threads going here now, all different types and colours. Tuck my tail in. Okay, now the moon, I'm going to go under 3 warp threads this time. And I'll take this cotton back. And I'll bring this silk on this side in. All right, I'm going to bring the silk back in on this side now. Actually, I'll see where my moon has to go to first. So I need to bring up right through to there. And then I've got my silk to go back. And then I've got the other silk to come in to meet up with where the moon is at. So yeah, a few things happening here now. You can actually have like a heap of working threads going at once with a tapestry. If you've ever seen a really big tapestry, a big upright tapestry, and they have all of the bobbins hanging off at all different times and work on different sections. Okay, moon, what are we doing next? We're going to start shortening the moon because to get the crescent shape I need to have it long at the bottom, and then I need to shorten it so that it curves around and then gets longer at the top again. So I'll just go back under 2 warp threads this time to start to shorten that. And I'll bring in the silk on this side to meet up with that. So meeting up with where my last moon thread was. And then the silk that I was working with on this side can head back. I keep losing my place. Here we go. Now I'm just going to pause there for a minute because something I wanted to do on this side was to build up the curve a little bit more so I have more of a higher, steeper curve coming in towards the moon, just because I felt like I would like to see that here at this point. So first of all, I'm just going to bring in a little of my cotton and start building a mound the way that I've built the other mounds all around throughout the duration of this tapestry. I won't go quite as far this time. And before I head back, and I want to build that a little bit more with the darker blue. That's the cotton that I'm using. So just really building up a section here so that when I bring whatever yarn I'm using next back in, probably the silk, it'll just be traveling over a bit more of a mound. I'm going to leave that hanging rather than cut it because I probably want to reintroduce it pretty soon. And this one I've also left hanging, so I'm actually just going to bring that in as well so that I can keep it going. Got a few colours combining there to build up that mound and make these interesting curves coming in. Now back to my silk, which is still hanging around there, and I'm going to bring the silk right into the moon. And I'll take that back again. And I think I'm going to have to start another bit of silk there. I'm going to build that up a little bit. So for now, I'll cut off those two other colours and tuck them into the shed as well. Just so they're not hanging off and looking a bit bleh. I'll come into about here, I think. Let's pull those tails in so that they're nice and snug, not looking messy. Yeah, so I still want to build up more of a mound, and so I'm just going to keep layering the silk a little bit to help that to happen. That's better. That's more of the kind of curve that I was going for. So now that I've got that, I'm just going to do a nice little accentuated part with this lace weight wool. After you've done a curve, sometimes it's nice to sort of make a show of it, just accentuate it with a darker yarn or something that's going to highlight it a little bit. Just a way of saying, hey, look at this nice curve here. Okay, so now that I've built that curve that I particularly wanted in that spot, we can focus back on the moon and rebuilding the rest of this, or continuing to build it up. So I think I will go under 2 for the next part of the moon, and I will take this silk back to the other side. And I will bring this silk to meet up with the moon thread. Beat everything in that I just did, and then we can go back. So I'm going under 2 warp threads again, taking this silk back to the left, and this silk comes in to meet up with the moon thread. Next part, I'm going to take the moon thread under 2 towards the left. I'm going to bring that silk in once again to meet up with the moon thread. And this silk thread is going back to the right hand side. I think I'm at the point where I need to advance my warp. I don't have a whole lot of weaving space up here, so it's a good time to just pop into neutral and bring things forward a little more. Okay, and then we were up shed, weren't we?